Hopefully, nobody joins the live. Uh, okay. All right. So, hopefully, everybody's doing good today. Okay. I decided to come on here because I had thought about something, and when I think about something, it may lead to something else. The last time we came on here, we talked about the damsel, we talked about the dragon, we talked about LVVL, we talked about um colors. We talked about Wednesday, so just going over the last things we kind of talked about. Um, oh, we talked about same girl, same girl. We talked about Michael Jackson, those two, right? Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, the song about No, the Girl Is Mine, right? Having a competition about who gets the girl. Okay. Now I still don't know what R. Kelly name mean or why his name was R. Kelly or why he named himself R. Kelly. I know that's his name, but most of the time people have another meaning behind the name. So, okay. Sylvester. So, Sylvester. Okay, R. Kelly name is Robert Sylvester Kelly. Kind of reminds me of the Los Angeles mayor, which was an actor before they had this guy in that they have now, which was what's his name? I'll be back, right? That dude, I'll be back. Okay. Also, I'm getting that. Also, I'm getting that something is a joke, or some things may seem like they're for real, but they're jokes. Kind of reminds me of the energy of someone that likes to get people hopes up and then they joke them like, oh, you thought you had a friend type of energy. And I hope, no, let me, I was gonna say something bad, but maybe that's what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to, it's like half holy, half unholy. Okay, I be in the middle, like, baby, you know, you lucky that I want to be holy. All right, more than unholy. Because if I was not holy, I would have said, you know what I'm saying? That's the energy. That's the energy. Okay. So I feel like somebody always, or some people always like, oh, you're right there. You're right there. I got him type of thing. Like, um, having a phone conversation with people, right? And then all of a sudden they're saying how they're gonna help you, then all of a sudden coming back like, oh, I can't help you. Like that type of energy. So I feel like this has what happened, or this is what's happening, or this has something to deal with it. Okay, how does that have something to deal with R. Kelly? Like I said, I see songs differently than how other people see songs. So I'm seeing in this monologue, because I'm like, why did R. Kelly pick his name? And it says, his vocals, gospel teen vocals, and his like, I believe I can fly. So once I saw that, for some reason, it gave me a flash, like, no, they're joking. Like, Oh yeah, you believe you can fly, right? Like Michael Jordan, like, oh yeah, like you believe that you can fly and that you can jump. And also earlier, for some reason, I was talking about on the bus about the message, you gotta crawl before you walk, and you gotta walk also, I forgot, run. So you gotta walk before you run, and you gotta run before you can fly. Now, what is the joke, right? What does this have to deal with the joke? This might have something to deal with the joke, or this might have something to deal with like jokes and pranks and cons, right? uh yeah, cons. um okay. So I saw I believe I can fly. So it's something about basically making someone believe that they can fly, that they can spread their wings when they are like not able to spread their wings truly, or they're, it's going to be super hard for them to, or they are putting blockages in for them to spread their wings. Now, all of a sudden now I'm seeing like this documentary that I had just watched about the Truman Show, right? And this documentary that came out about a week ago about the Truman Show, he was like letting them know, like, you know, everybody around Truman had something to deal with it, right? And honestly, they would always uh like even his best friend, and it's like, oh man, you're just tweaking, or oh man this, oh man that, when in all actuality it's like these people are just trying to keep Truman in from flying. Oh, I believe that you can fly. The whole time they don't want you to fly, or something about that here. Okay. um yeah. hmm all right. So it's something about that. Now, when I meant like I hope nobody comes on here, I didn't mean it like that. I mean it like come in like disturbing me. But for some reason I keep getting disturbing. I'm also hearing disturbing the peace, or I'm getting disturbing the peace. I'm getting Ludacris disturbing the peace. Once again, why did they name themselves disturbing the peace? Okay, now I'm seeing or getting that maybe that's what it is all along, or that's how it has been all along. It has been, the task is to disturb someone's peace. That has been the task. Lately, I haven't been able to sleep. Okay, so I don't understand, or I don't know why this energy is coming. Um but I feel like it's for some reason, but I haven't been able to sleep. And the reason why I haven't been able to sleep is that when I told y'all last time, I'm smelling this sweet smell of meat, right, from my vents, and found out like it's chemicals coming down, and I'm smelling it, and it makes me lightheaded, and it makes me dizzy. Okay, and yeah, basically they're not gonna do anything about that. Um, and this is sometimes the living conditions that somebody has to live in, because they always disturbing someone's peace. And like, if the person basically has nowhere else to go, or have nowhere to go, because everywhere they go they will have somebody else trying to disturb their peace. It's like the goal is to disturb someone's peace, make them feel so uncomfortable, or make them feel like giving up here. Disturbing the peace. All right, I'm also seeing the word jive. Jive. What does jive actually mean? Okay. Um All right, so my phone died. All right, so I was having, well, I have been having problems and issues sleeping at night. Okay, it's been going on like all year. I've been having problems sleeping, but like it just it's been getting worse and worse and worse. Like honestly, because it's always something going on. Uh, I'm also feeling okay. So Jive. I'm like I was seeing Jive or hearing Jive because R. Kelly is connected to Jive Records. That's what I was reading, and I'm like, okay, the Jive. Okay, R Jive. All right, and then I'm also getting R&B, right, rhythm and blues. Okay, but now I'm also seeing which would be something connected to the movie. Uh, the movie with Stack and what's his name? Smoke and Stack, right? That movie connected there. Okay, so Jive. I'm like, what does jive mean? Jive turkey, right? But not just jive turkey. What does jive mean? And it means a lively style of dance, popular especially in the 1940s and 1950s, performed to swing music or rock and roll. Now, I'm getting that, okay, like maybe somewhere where you're living at or somewhere that is living, like the building is fucking alive or alive at night. Somebody wants you to be like awake at night or alive at night, or something specifically is alive at night where you're at, where you're living. It is live at night. Okay, so I'm getting like the time where they're like dancing and stuff like that in the movie. It's nighttime. When you go out to the club, when you go out to events, right? It's always the nighttime. You're always there at night. Okay, so something has been disturbing my sleep. Now, the reason why I even got on here is because I saw a message, and it was like, where you truly supposed to be is where do you go when you go to sleep? And it's like somebody is trying to prevent you from sleeping. Okay, this could be like Freddy Krueger type of shit. Because now I'm seeing Freddy Krueger, right? It was like the people had to like, don't fall asleep, don't fall asleep. But what if the key is to fall asleep? Maybe the thing is that you need sleep and they're trying to prevent you from getting sleep because sleep is something that helps you in some type of way or makes you see something or know something or something like that. And if you can't sleep, then you can't function. When you can't sleep, your brain doesn't work right properly. When you can't sleep, you're super tired. And it's like you're working from other things in your body. Like you're using your actual body fat in order to function, right? And the reason why I'm getting that is because, what I learned about with having diabetes is that, if your blood sugar is too high, it starts to eat the fat, eat your own fat, like your body to have energy, to have ATP, it eats your own fat. So this is just like that. But also, when you think about not having sleep and being sleep deprived, it's like that is another way to make someone sick, ill, not feel well, not be well, not have them think correctly, or maybe make them feel like they're not making the right decisions, make them feel like they're confused because they don't have sleep. Or when they are asleep, we disturb their sleep. Just like, once again, I'm getting disturbing the peace, right? So if you are the person that is represented by peace, I came here to disturb your peace. Something about they don't want you to have peace. Okay? Um so yeah. not wanting you to have peace or get sleep. Once again, we know that the Freddy Krueger movie, right? So we're working on horror movies again. Um, like I said, what if certain things were the opposite? What if you needed sleep? You need sleep in order to fight off the enemy, or AKA Freddy Krueger, right? Whoever it is, you need sleep in order to fight back. And if this is not an actual person, this is just in life. You need rest in order to fight back. So if they're depriving you of rest, or a person from rest, then the person will not have enough energy to fight back. They will make it seem like, okay, well, we want you to be tired and not sleep. Or someone is trying to get you to feel how they feel. This is how I feel because I don't get any sleep. This is my life. This is how I am. This is what I experience. And all due respect, you know, what if that's not the experience that you want to experience at all? That is not your experience. That is not what you would like to do. So, this is also giving me a movie where a person is actually showing another what happened to them, what they experienced, what they went through. And honestly, that can like scare the freak out of you, right? Okay. Now I'm getting also back to Constantine. All right, so Constantine and the woman with the sister in that movie where she committed suicide. There was also a time where, you know, I I was realizing like, or I had a dream about, basically somebody's like, you want somebody to basically do something to themselves. And then that's why the sister comes through and is like, no, 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 no. My sister would never. My sister would never, right? So it has to be another entity, another being, another whatever it is that is um bothering her, or that is trying to control her in some type of way to make her have these feelings. Back in the day, I used to think that these horror movies were just horror movies, right? And when you realize maybe sometimes life is even more scarier than the actual horror movies that's out, you'll be like, yo, what in the, you know what I'm saying? So, this is all what I'm getting. And also I was talking about earlier was that how it's sometimes more people that that's testing you in a bad way to get a bad reaction than more people that is testing you in a good way to help you grow. Because when you think about the movie Constantine, right? for it's always more, it was always more of the demons than it was them. And it was always like, why does it always have to be more of you fuckers than it is us? What the hell? Okay, so that means something, right? And all of this just came from looking up what is R. Kelly's name, right? Or what is what do we mean by R. Kelly's name? That's how we find out about jive, and then go from jive to the the music, the movies, the this, the that. So what I'm getting is that somebody here wants to deprive another person of sleep because they don't want them to dream. And yeah, they don't want them to dream. Or this is their form. It may lead to nothing.